What's up, everyone? 2009 World Series of Poker, Poker Road Radio.
That music, it's intense.
We're honored to be joined today by one of the hottest young pros in the business, just under $400,000 in lifetime tournament winnings. And when I say lifetime, that's like what? Just a couple of years. Maria Ho, thanks for being here.
I'm glad to be here, especially sitting next to Gabby, who looks very cute today.
Look at this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You didn't tell them about our deal, did you?
No, I haven't yet.
All right.
Well, you're going to now.
Yes, you are. What is the deal?
Well, I probably, amongst only the people here, I've never actually slept with an Asian woman on her birthday. So
that's very specific. Yeah.
So Maria's going to sleep with me on her birthday. Well, she was supposed to do it on this past birthday, but I don't know what happened. It never happened. So now I'm anxiously awaiting.
So this isn't dependent on anything.
I'm anxiously awaiting March of 2010.
All right.
In somebody's mind somewhere, at least
now
it'll
I
be
see.
happening.
Now I see.
Well, but you're the one who brought up the deal, though.
I know, but
Yeah.
we talk about it every time we see each other.
No,
We're like,
it's
my
a deal.
birthday.
No,
My
it-
birthday.
it's written.
He remembers my birthday specifically for that reason. He would have no clue when my birthday
When's your
was.
birthday again?
March 6th.
It's written in stone.
Yeah, I know what Gavin's going to be doing on March 5th. Big time grooming.
Flying wherever Maria is.
No, but I forgot it last year.
Well, that seems like a stupid thing to forget.
Maria, you definitely should have sent him photos of like being all ready, like in a bathtub full of rose petals. Where were you?
It's a lot like Christmas. You know, a lot of the fun is all in the anticipation up to the event. So
right,
the late of the year was
enough.
okay.
Now, Maria, you said that you're in the midst of a day two possibility here.
Yeah, I made day 2 of the 3K triple chance yesterday, but I probably have a very short stack, like the shortest possibly. So we'll see what happens. So
How did you start off the 3K triple chance? Did you take all 9K right up front?
I asked a bunch of pros what they thought was the best thing to do, and most people said if you have an aggressive person, an aggressive and good player to your left who did the rebuys up front, then kind of stick to the original 3K stack. But if you have a really bad, weak player to your right who has a lot of chips, then go ahead and buy up to the 9K. So I kind of did something similar to that. I had a bunch of good players to my left, and it actually worked out because I doubled up through Eric Froelich really early on. And then, yeah.
But would you have doubled up if you had the whole stack?
No, because actually he only did one of his rebuys, not both of them. And so, I don't know, I like the way it gave me the opportunity to gamble a little bit more, which I like, and which I did.
Now, Maria, the one thing that's, probably most highly publicized about you is the 2007 Last Woman Standing in the main event. What do you think of that title? Obviously, you'd rather have the title bracelet winner, but given that this is what you're named so far, are you enjoying it?
Of course, it's nice to, have that kind of notoriety for, going deep in the main event because, luckily for me, because I'm a female, it's not like, oh, they know who 37th place was necessarily.
Right.
So I mean, I feel fortunate for that aspect, but at the same time, like, I'm a poker player. At the end of the day, I don't care, if I'm male or female or whatever, and I'm trying to win a bracelet just like everybody else is, so it would have been nice to, get that bracelet
Right.
and make the final table.
But not only that, a lot of times you're the last woman standing. That just happened to be in the biggest tournament that happened.
Right. And I mean, and it's hard not to notice that, when I look around, I know that there's not only never that many females to begin with, but yeah, usually I end up being the last woman, and it's nice to know that, I'm making it deep time and time again, but, I need a breakthrough, man. I need to win.
Well, you mentioned 37th place. You finished 38th in that event. You made more money finishing 38th place than most people make winning tournaments. Did you spend a lot of that money, or did it go into a bankroll? How did that all go down for you coming into that much cash at once?
I'm a DJ, and it went to my bankroll spending, please. No, I mean, I shopped a little bit with it. I did my girly stuff with it, but, honestly, it went into my bankroll, and honestly, I try to have really good bankroll management. I haven't, I don't know. I just put it into my tournament bankroll, and I've been using it, though. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, earlier you mentioned that you asked a lot of pros for advice about how to handle the 3K over there. Who are the folks that you're asking for advice on a regular basis? Who's mentoring you?
Lately I've started asking Sean Deeb a lot. Before I used to ask more live pros instead of online pros. But I've noticed that definitely, for big fields, people who play online are so much more used to playing against a lot of people at one, when they play online. So and I've noticed that their pre-flop play is definitely of a higher caliber than most live pros. They know situations where they can be forward bet shoving lighter, and I'm not really used to doing that. I come from a live pro background, so it's nice to get that input against this kind of field. So yeah, I would say Sean Deeb has definitely been my number one poker guru as of late.
Man, I think he's doing that for a couple of people, actually. Several people have been saying that they've been listening to Mr. Deeb.
Let's talk about your World Series so far this year. You've got one 11th place finish, your highest of this World Series. With the main event, and recently the 43rd place finish at LAPC, you're coming pretty close. What about your game do you think that you need to change in order to be able to break through a little further?
I've definitely noticed that towards, the later stages of tournaments, I definitely am blinding down significantly. So I know that I need to step it up in terms of, I see the situations where I can be, squeezing or shoving and getting people off hands and collecting a whole bunch of dead money. But for whatever reason, maybe because I'm a girl, I don't know, I can't pull the trigger sometimes. Like, sometimes I don't go with my instinct, and that's a terrible thing to do because, honestly, my instinct has gotten me that far up to whatever point I'm at in the tournament. So, I know that I need to listen to my gut more and be willing to, put it in there. And people have said this all the time. If you're not getting in your money bad sometimes, you're not playing good poker. Like, you have to be willing to risk your stack. And sometimes I'm just not willing to do that when I know better. And so I think that's definitely something that's hindering me, for sure.
So are you doing anything about it?
I wish I could say I am, but yesterday a situation like that happened, and it's fresh on my mind, where it was so obvious to me that my play there was to ship it. And with Ace Queen, I really don't think against that guy's range I could have been that big of a dog, but honestly, I just couldn't.
Ace Queen. I thought we were talking about hands like
Ace
10-7 or something.
No, I mean.
Shit.
Well, why don't you run down the hand for us, Maria? Now we've got half the story.
Okay. So this guy comes to our table and clearly has so many chips for that stage of the tournament. He's like 100K. We're playing 400, 800. And so obviously he's naturally going to be very aggressive. And he's raising a lot of hands, but he's only been here for like an hour. So I did see one time he tried to triple barrel bluff Nanad Medic and didn't even have ace high in the hand. And it didn't work. Nanad called him. And so I know he's capable. So 400, 800 blinds. This guy who limps a ton of hands limps under the gun. I don't even notice he limps under the gun, which I need to be paying more attention.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big deal.
Kind of important.
Right, it is kind of important.
So one of those leaks we were talking about maybe shoring up might be the whole, paying attention to what the other players are doing.
No, I was so exhausted. It was really late in the night. But
And how much chips did you have to start with?
I had probably 25, 30K or so.
It was really late in the night. Did you go out afterward?
No.
Okay. Continue.
So I look down at Ace Queen on the button. I just make it 2,000. That's what I would make without the limper. Then I look up and see the limper, but I make no expression as to the fact that I didn't know he limped already. The guy who I was speaking of with all the chips, he's in the big line. He makes it 6K, which is kind of a small re-raise considering there was a limper anyways, but it's kind of standard considering what my raise was. Anyhow, the limper folds, and at that point, I just know that Ace Queen, I gotta ship it. I feel like he's playing a lot of hands. He sees a situation where it looks like he might have picked up on the fact that I didn't know there was a limper, so I might have a hand that I'm not going to raise with, that I'm just raising on the button with,
But no shippage occurred.
No shippage occurred. It was either I don't think calling is the right thing to do. I think even though the re-raise was small and I have plenty to play post-flop, it was either fold or ship in my opinion, and I folded like a little girl.
Where was your chip stack at this point, Maria?
Say 25, 30.
Seabach, what do you think?
Shippage.
Well, I wasn't there to play with the dude. Obviously, if he has tons of chips and he's re-raising people pretty liberally, then you ship it there. But I can't, it doesn't mean that what you did was wrong. I wasn't at the table.
How old was the guy?
He was probably 40.
I don't think you should be shipping it there.
Really?
Yeah, it just depends.
I have to agree also.
you're-
I don't think you have to get it in there either.
I think you got to understand that you're an attractive female, and guys are hornballs. So a guy who's a hornball is not going to re-raise you as light as he is me or Seabach or someone he's not trying to get in bed with.
Do you ever call in that situation?
Do I?
Like, I mean,
Gavin does.
how bad is
Colin's
that?
not that bad of a play. No, I don't think.
I think the guy would be more likely to be a lot lighter re-raising me than re-raising you. I think you probably are